Hello, MikâilStrife here, and welcome to another top list of soundtracks. For all the people who know me, I am a German Let's Player, and whenever I finish a Let's Play of a game I really liked, I personally do a top 10 music list of that game. Normally I would not comment in those videos, but I'm gonna try something new with this video. I just finished Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, so today I'm going to break down my top 10 soundtracks of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Beware, spoilers ahead. You will firstly hear the whole song looping once, and after that you get to hear my opinion about it and why it is in this list where it is. Feel free to comment your favorite soundtracks of this game, and without further ado, let's get started with my number 10. Number 10. MikâilStrife? To start things off, here we have a soundtrack with an interesting name. I'm no Hawaiian, but I don't need to be one to tell you that this is an excellent battle theme. It translates to "Are you ready?" and it wants you to prepare for a horde of enemies, just waiting to charge at you and defeat you. Being also a favorite of mine in Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, this deserves its spot in this top list. After playing Melody of Memory and this song, I waited to hear this in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and when I finally got to Deep Space, I loved it. Fighting there was just amazing because of this track. It's just so good, it had to be in my top 10 no matter what. And it's here, and it's okay, and it's beautiful. Next one. Number 9. Master, Tell Me the Truth. After completing the game, seeing the story from all the perspectives of each main character, and have listened to every song a dozen of times, you would believe you've heard any track by now and have made up your mind about your favorites. But then you see the Mirage Arena. You think to yourself, alright, let's go in there and do my best. You do your best in there, fight everything you can, until you unlock one of the last challenges in the game. And it's none other than your own teacher, Master Ericus. But wait, didn't he die in the story? Oh, wait a second. It's not exactly Ericus, it's his armor. The first secret boss of the game is the armor of your dead teacher, and the soundtrack lets you know that this is his final test for you as his student. And now, not talking about the soundtrack, but his playstyle against you differs from which character you're using against him, which is incredibly thought well of. One of the best secret bosses I've fought in my lifetime, from the fight itself to the music. Very well done. Number 8. The Silent Forest. The first time I visited Enchanted Dominion, I was not prepared to hear such a beautiful theme. It took me off guard, and while cutscenes were playing in the background, I just couldn't concentrate on them. I was too busy trying to feel the beautiful sounds of the instruments. And after getting control of your character, you just want to not get any encounters with enemies, cause you don't want this track to end. Definitely a favorite track of mine of any kind of game I've played. Truly masterful. Number 7. Ventus's theme. Oh boy, here we go. The character themes. character themes should always be special, whatever it may be you're creating. It should fit the character and its personality. And this theme is the perfect example of how a character theme should be. This theme suits Ventus's character perfectly, and to top it all off, they also included a bit of Sora's and Roxas's themes in it as well. For being my favorite character of the trio, it surprised me that this is so low on this list, but it's still definitely a beautiful tune which totally deserves more than just a place in a ranking. Very well done. Number 6. Enter the Darkness. Alright, I'll be honest with you. The first time I heard this track, I disliked it. If you compare this track with any other, you realize that this track goes up and down when it comes to consistency. Maybe that was the reason I disliked it. But after my many encounters with Vanitas and hearing this every time you fight him, I started to like it. It makes all the fights against Vanitas special in its own way, and it always remembers you of him. It's a unique battle theme, and that's why it's in this top list. Also, Ventus's final battle theme is called Unbreakable Chains, and it's the same song, just slower with different kinds of instruments, so you will get to hear my favorite part of Unbreakable Chains too. Number 5. Aqua's theme. There we have it, another character theme. I had a hard time figuring out whether I like Aqua's theme more than Ventus's or not. Both themes are beautiful and there's no doubt. While Ventus's theme suits him, this suits Aqua. You can really feel the loneliness of Aqua being all alone in the realm of darkness. I don't actually know what else to say to this. Sad soundtracks always get a good rating from me. I've always felt deep connections with them. If you really want to feel the soundtrack though, I advise you to listen to this with headphones on while sleeping or generally lying down. You really won't regret it, unless you don't want to be transported deep into your own thoughts. Number 4. Dismiss. This theme hits different. It's not really comparable with other battle themes. When this track came on, while playing as Aqua, and the info box telling you to get rid of the darkness which holds one of your very best friends hostage, and lets him go mad and charges at you, you know you are in trouble. The Latin chord in this track makes it even more clear that you have to do something before something terrible happens. If this soundtrack could talk, it would say, a fight with your greatest enemy is nothing compared to fighting your lifelong friend. Number 3. Dark Impetus. Well, this could have not been a top 10 list without a soundtrack specifically made only for one specific superboss in the game. We had the armor of Ericus, but while fighting Ericus and figuring him out in a few tries, this enemy, called the Mysterious Figure, is no joke. And this theme lets you know about that from the very beginning. But even if you don't mind that fact and survive long enough, it will only tear you apart later, in which it leaves you alive with 1 HP until the solo violent part comes on and makes you suffer so much that you will never, and I mean never, forget this experience ever again. This track is now burned in my mind and heart, and it will be forever an invitation for self-mutilation. Number 2. Rage Awakened: The Origin. If you know this game, it's no surprise that this track is up here in this ranking. It's very well known among all Kingdom Hearts players. Back then, you heard this track only while getting beaten up every single time against the super boss Lingering Will in Kingdom Hearts 2. But now, you are controlling exactly that super boss. You hear this theme and you remember how you have suffered. And now you turn all that pain into strength, and suddenly you feel stronger and determined to conquer every enemy in front of you. The adrenaline in you bursts and you feel even more powerful than ever before. Your rage at the time has finally truly awakened. Before we continue with my number 1, let's take a quick listen to some of my honorable mentions. Number 1. Terra's theme. We already had the other 2 character themes, so it's natural that you only had to wait until the 3rd one comes along. So, Terra's theme made it my number 1 favorite track of this game. Why, you may ask? After I heard Ventus's and Aqua's themes, I already told myself these will surely be in the top 3 of my list. They were sad themes with beautiful instruments, and after playing the stories, I was approved again of my statement. But now, as I made my list, Aqua fell down to 5th place and Ventus to 7th. So how come that Terra's theme isn't first when it's not even sad? But ask yourself again, is it really not sad? As said before, sad themes have a higher chance in my rankings than battle themes. But what if you make a crossover? What if you mix them together into a sad but powerful soundtrack? A track where you can feel sorrow but also strength. This theme not only suits Terra again perfectly for his personality and character, but it is also a really short track. If you compare this to Aqua and Ventus, Terra's theme repeats itself several times, while the other themes wouldn't be fully over yet. What I'm meaning to say here is that this only shows that soundtracks don't have to be long and full with many different parts or instruments to be great. As a Final Fantasy fan, I'm speaking of One Winged Angel here at this point. It's long and has so many different parts, which are all great, yes, but you don't need to do that if you want to create a great soundtrack. This short theme perfectly embodies Terra. You can hear the strength and power of his determination to never give up and always fight for what he thinks is right, but you can also hear the lingering darkness slowly trying to overcome him at the end of his journey. Truly a masterpiece of a soundtrack, and very well deserved to be my first place in this top 10 soundtrack of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Thank you a lot for watching. Subscribe if you're interested in future videos, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe out there.